7 huge home and away spoilers for 2025. What's coming up in Summer Bay? Home and Away has officially closed up shop for the year. The show went on its annual transmission break on Channel 5 in the UK earlier this month, while Australian broadcaster Channel 7 followed suit this week after airing a big cliffhanger in the 2024 season finale episode. Fortunately, thanks to a handful of spoilers released over the past few months, we already have an idea of what we can expect in 2025. Here's a quick guide to the confirmed storylines so far. 1. Dean and Ziggy return. Home and Away brings back one of the show's most popular couples in 2025, as Patrick O'Connor and Sophie Dillman reprise their roles as Dean Thompson and Ziggy Astoni. In October, Patrick and Sophie returned as guests to film some special scenes in the Whitsunday region of tropical North Queensland. A tight-lipped press release from Home and Away billed the scenes as a top-secret storyline that will play out at a yet-to-be-announced date in 2025. Sophie commented, "It feels so good to be home." Patrick added, "I can't wait for the action, and for fans to see this storyline play out." 2. The River Boys return. The troublesome tattooed surfer gang, who never seem to go away for too long, will also be back on our screens in 2025. Patrick O'Connor teased the news in a recent press interview to promote Dean and Ziggy's return, confirming that the River Boys would be involved in the storyline. He told Australian newspaper The Daily Telegraph, "There's a bit of River Boy action. There's a bit of road trips with them. I think it'll be good to see where Dean is now, where they're at now with their babies living away in Queensland, is all I'll say. It's thought that we'll once again get introduced to a new group of River Boys, after most of the gang that Cash Newman recently clashed with were brought to justice earlier in the year." 3. Cash's big cliffhanger resolved. Home and Away's final episode of the year in Australia ended showing Cash with blood on his hands. He'd been in a heated showdown with his new love rival Tim Russell, which appeared to have gone terribly wrong. Justin was horrified to find Cash standing suspiciously over Tim's seemingly lifeless body, although what had happened wasn't totally clear. While Cash appeared the most obvious suspect for harming the troublesome therapist, Tim's deluded client Nerida had also been out to get him. Home and Away has confirmed that the 2025 return episode in Australia will pick up exactly where the finale left off, as Cash comes under suspicion and faces stern scrutiny from a new detective who oversees the case. 4. Harper's surgery. The other big talking point from Australia's finale episode came when Harper agreed to undergo surgery to remove a cyst that had been found on the lung of her unborn baby. Levi was on duty to perform the procedure, but he felt nervous about the tough professional challenge and the life-changing implications for Harper and Tane if the surgery went wrong. Dedicated fans who visit Palm Beach, where Home and Away is filmed, have reported seeing cast members Ethan Brown and Jessica Redmayne filming with a baby in recent months, which seems to suggest that this particular cliffhanger will have a happy ending. 5. Heartbreak for Dana. Before Home and Away finished for the year in Australia, Xander Delaney left the Bay to take on a 6-week work experience placement at a hotel in Melbourne. This was part of his ongoing management course, as Xander looked to broaden his career horizons. Although Xander was adamant that he'd be back once the placement was over. It's no secret that Luke Vanos, who played the character, hasn't been seen filming for Home and Away for several months. In more recent Australian episodes, Dana was disappointed when Xander cancelled plans for her to pay him a visit in Melbourne, claiming to be too busy. This left her fearing that Xander was already going cold on their relationship. With an inevitable breakup looming, will Dana be able to cope? 6. Rose says her goodbyes. Kirsty Marilia, who played Rose Delaney, filmed her final scenes for Home and Away a few weeks ago. However, she'll remain on screen for several months into 2025 due to the show shooting its episodes so far in advance of transmission. News of Rose's departure came as no real surprise, as some very observant fans had already noticed that Kirsty had signed up for theatre projects in 2025. Rose's final scenes are expected to see Kirby and Bree waving her off as she departs the Bay for a fresh start. 7. Irene Roberts returns. Home and Away favourite Lynn McGranger took a long break from filming for the soap this year after landing a role in a touring theatre production, but she returned to the day job in September. This means that fans can expect to see Irene Roberts back on screen sometime in the first half of 2025. Irene left the Bay this year to check into rehab after her dramatic alcoholism relapse. Will she be in a better frame of mind when she returns?
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của Home and Away Spoiler Today. Xin chào.